Yes.
Yep.
Anthony and Tom, the agenda is approved. Any pecuniary interest you have to do? Okay, none. Hopefully you can approve the minutes of the last meeting if you had a chance to look at them. I'm sorry to rush this. We have to be closed off by 10, according to Kayla.
I'll approve them.
Right? Does anybody else want to approve the minutes of the last meeting?
Come on, somebody.
I can. I wasn't there.
Pear, can you approve can you second it?
And
Jeremy, can you second it? All right, all in favor? We're good.
can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Because I couldn't get my speaker on. I had to go in and fiddle around, and I got it now, though.
We can hear you.
Okay.
All right, business, let's just forget the station washrooms for a while. We're not gonna do anything about those. They're not gonna open. If they open, they will be opened by the township and they're going to have to deal with it. They are trying to look into the rules. I've seen something from Barry and from Amanda Murray. They're the ones, if they do choose to open the station washrooms, it's gonna be on them, not on the board and not on our custodian.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave that one. Finances, can we skip that? If we have time at the end, Brian, we'll do finances, but we really have to get to this new business.
Yep.
It's really important. The first one is allowing the Clearview Community Church to open on November 1st, and then they would be open every Sunday. Now, the nice thing about the Clearview Community Church is that they also have their own church and they follow all the rules. They do all of the cleaning stuff. They would take all of that on. They would not be able to use the public washrooms. Those would have to be, like, we would just have to put something like police tape or something over it, or just notes on the wall saying do not use. The only washroom that would be able to be used was the one through the kitchen. They keep track of everybody who comes to church on that day because they would have to. They can't use the kitchen. And the township will give us those stands where you can put just a bar across, basically saying, yeah, you're going through the bathroom, but no, you can't go into the kitchen. They're not going to have any children's thing going on. And the maximum number of people they can have in the hall is 30% of the hall's capacity, which is 36 people. So the decision is, do we want, now they would be again paying, of course. Do we want to offer them, they've called me to say they're interested. Would we like them to be able to come back and use the hall for their church?
I vote yes.
We have to have a movement first. Pear?
I agree. Let them worship.
All right, who would like to make the motion?
Hold on. Do we have to make a motion to open up the station first?
No, you can direct it right to them. So I actually have a draft motion to approve the Clearview Community Church to use the facility beginning November 1st, 2020.
So that means it's not open to other renters.
It's
No.
just open to the church. So, yeah. And I'll say in compliance with the standards and guidelines as provided by the provincial government and the Simcoe Muskoka District Health Unit.
Sure.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Jeremy, do you want to ask something?
No, I just said I would move that.
Okay, so we've got a mover, we've got a seconder, all in favor.
I'm in favor.
Great, thank you. Now, the next thing is the flu shot clinic at the station would be run by the pharmacy. I was just talking to Jennifer on the phone. She would have to be using it about at least 4 times. She would have her own staff. She would have to use all of our stuff. Like, we have the toolkit now at the station. Somebody from the board, and I know Jeremy has volunteered, would have to be there to see the setup. In other words, You know, they have to put the circles on the floor. They have to put up anything on the walls to say you can do this, that, or the other thing. There has to be proper cleaning afterwards. They would only be able to use the washroom through the kitchen as well, and only for their staff, not for people coming in. They would have to have a tracking, so they'd have to know the name and contact for everybody coming in, which they are willing to do. When I was talking, and I'm talking about donating this, I'm not talking about charging them. She would need it maybe 4 times, and she can't even give me dates right now. But they would be on work days. It would be herself, obviously, and or another pharmacist getting the shots. She would have staff there. They would, but then there's going to be, again, the toolkit that the township provided to us, they would have access to use to spray on any touch surfaces. And she's not even keen on having anybody use the washroom at all, but if necessary. And the same rule about in the kitchen, you can't use that. And the main washrooms would have to be blocked off. And the question is, what is your opinion?
I think they should be allowed.
And it's a free use. Anthony?
Yeah,
Will they be just walking through? Like, can we set it up so they just walk in one door and out the other, and they don't?
Absolutely.
And we block off all the rest of the stations so we don't have to clean that part, all that stuff.
Well, what we could do is, if somebody wants to do it, we could possibly close the doors to at least one section.
I'm thinking that just give them the one section either in the back, and they can leave the exit door in the back, come in one way and leave the next, and there's no.
Oh, I see what you're saying. We can look into that. It's just people finding their way in and out.
Well, you come in the main door, and you come in the main door and you leave the back door.
Yeah, no, that's the idea. Come in the main door and leave by another door. And I'm just trying to picture this. If you come in the standard main doors that you come in, then which door do you go out?
The back door into the parking lot. There's an exit by the window.
Okay, so then we'd only have to have one section open. We could have the others closed off.
That makes less cleaning, and also a concern would be timing with the church. Like,
I know, well, they wouldn't be doing it on a Sunday.
Yeah, but even if they do it on a Monday, we have to make sure the whole place is sanitized, the entire area.
And that is something that technically has to be done after any use. Now, the nice thing about the church is that they are willing to do the sanitizing after.
And is that okay with the township to leave that responsibility to them, or do we still have?
Yes, because I was talking to Amanda, yes.
All right.
That is acceptable.
And the church only uses that one big room, right?
They're going to they would use the whole building.
It all.
Because to use it for their 36 people, it's a sad thing, but they can only have 36 people in there. But it's the whole station. Like, that's it. Brian, you're trying to say something.
further to Anthony, is that small room where we have our meetings in, there are 2 exit doors in that room. One door could be an entrance, the other door could be the exit. And that way we would restrict movement even further if we wanted to do that. And I agree
Yeah,
with.
I see one problem with that, Brian. The one problem I see with that is sometimes the people who aren't really familiar with the station, they know the inn is the main door, but to try to say there's another way in and out, I don't know. Plus, you can't really, can you open those doors from the outside, or can they only be open?
They have
from
to be
the
open,
outside?
I guess.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna have to be the main door in and then another door out.
And we're going to need signage as well, because if there's one door to go in only, then we're going to have to put signage up so people can see that and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, and I think if we look at the toolkit, it might be there. Otherwise, we're going to have to organize and see if the township, maybe Kayla can look into this. Are there arrows in that toolkit, Kayla?
You have floor arrows, so
Yeah.
sticky markers on the floor, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities to have a sign stick, like a A-frame even, that says entrance or exit to direct people.
Now, where do we get something like that?
I believe, I don't know if Amanda's issuing those out. Let me talk with Amanda and see if they have something. I mean, it could fall under the realm for the pharmacy too. I don't know if they have something or not. I'm not familiar with that, but let me check with Amanda.
I think those little floor guidance things, they just sort of follow the arrows to the, where you get your shot and follow your arrows out of the door.
I think we're talking about, Tom.
Pardon, Jeremy, talk up.
I think we're talking about the outside, Tom, to get people directed to the front door. And then once they're in the front door from the parking lot, we need an exterior sign to say, this is the flu shot clinic.
No, we were just talking about from getting in to we were talking about arrows to direct them how to get out once they're in, but okay, I see your point too, Jeremy.
No, the obvious thing is the kit is there to,
Yeah.
that's all part of the setup. So that all gets done right before that all.
Yes,
I hope
I'll
so,
have the
yes.
floor stickies to direct them around the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but there's nothing for the outside saying,
No,
like if you park here, come here to go in and,
no, but like that's what the sign would do. Exterior sign, either side of the station.
I'll ask Amanda and see if she's able to provide any A-frame or some sort of easel structure to communicate that.
People who are coming to the station will come in that main entrance.
yes.
They're not going anywhere else. So just guide them out into the place where you get your shot and guide them out the back door.
Well, now the other thing is, truthfully, when the flu shot clinic is going on, we don't have to have a board member there. But, and this is the but, it's a possibility that it would be a good idea, at least with the setup part. Now, I know Jeremy has agreed to do it, but I don't think he meant to say, I'll do it every time. Jeremy, or how many times do you think you would be willing to do it if she ran about 4 clinics?
Yeah, so I don't mind helping out, but all we need to do is get some dates from Jennifer and because those would need to likely get published in the paper or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, and once she knows the dates, we will, but right now she has no idea. She doesn't know when the shots will even arrive.
Right. So what we would do then is just let's find those dates, and once those have been determined, I'm prepared to do as many as required. But if I can't, I know who. Hopefully, we can just put it back to the group and see who's available to do whatever. And it may be minimal, quite frankly.
I hope so, because I would be, if time works out, it's not as though my social calendar is horribly full these days.
Yeah.
I might be able to help, and maybe Anthony could help one day, maybe Tom.
I can give a hand as well.
Oh, good, Per, thank you. I wasn't going to say that. Yeah.
I think there's possibly a problem of people lining up outside of the door. And they have to keep their social distance and that sort of stuff. I don't know whether you need lines, you have to stay behind this or what.
Well, let's put it this way. I was at a hospital yesterday trying to get in. Nobody was controlling the closeness of people outside the building. When you got inside, the distancing signs were there. Caleb?
Yeah.
Let Brian speak first.
Brian?
Just saying, when I do banking, I go to the TD Bank in Collingwood, and they have a person standing outside on the sidewalk, and people line up on the sidewalk outside to get in the bank, and the sidewalk is marked as to where you stand so that there's social distancing. And then when I went to Loblaws, they have the same thing on the outside sidewalk as well. So Tom's got a good point there that this is going to be a busy place. I think there'll be a lot of people wanting to get flu shots. They're all going to come to the door. And I think we have to put it in mind that they will have to social distance, and we will need markers out on that sidewalk as well. and possibly someone standing there. I don't know. Kayla?
Kayla, what were you gonna say?
So I was just going to say, I think you guys might be getting into the weeds a little bit. I think your job as the board is to determine the use of the facility. And a lot of this responsibility will fall back onto your renter. So it'll be the rental that needs to ensure that one of their staff people maybe is allowing so many people into the facility at once and maintaining that social distancing outside, whether it be with chalk lines or X's or whatever they need.
And remember, it's a user, not a renter. We're talking about free of charge. Per?
And you would think that all those people that come to get the flu shot would be of the like-mindedness of keeping distance because they don't want to get sick from anything.
And they have to have masks on, I know. Yeah, and I know that Jennifer is planning on having staff there. And
Yeah.
and which is good. And the other thing is too, by the way, she's doing this by appointments. She's not, I don't know how exactly what she's going to do or how it's going to be put in the paper, but I do know that she also has some plan where people are going to have to go online and sign up to do it or something like that. So it may not be as, you know, crazy busy as, you know, it'll be a ton of people, but it may be a little bit more quiet. Comments?
I know some of the COVID tests, you have to have an appointment.
Yeah.
Some of them, I don't know.
Anything else, guys? Anthony?
Just getting to another part of this, when people are lined up outside, we do seem to have stuff piling up on the outside of the station. There's a whole bunch of barriers from Clearview Township there for what reason, I do not know. And now I've noticed that they're working on the Village Green. There's piles of gravel in our parking lot and stuff like that. They're staging materials in our parking lot now.
Ah.
I noticed that yesterday. Big pile of gravel in the parking lot at the east end. And then there's all these barriers that say Clearview
I've seen the
Township.
barriers, yeah.
Why are they
Well, the
there?
one thing is,
Or
you
do
know
we
what?
use those to create a
Yeah.
line?
We could
Yeah.
maybe use those barriers. But I know, I'm not sure what's gonna happen because I know I've noticed that the Village Green is kind of utilizing a little bit of space that's not theirs.
No, they're using the parking lot.
Yeah. Well, I
So,
could maybe,
I
yes,
don't know if
Gail.
that's a concern with a bunch of people coming in and parking, and unless they are going to be doing these flu shots by appointment, then it's not a problem at all because you only have one or two showing up every half hour or so.
I don't know, or it might be more so. I don't know what the plan is. Kayla, what were you gonna say?
I can ask Dan about the barriers and
Oh, good idea.
if you're able to use them during this time, whatever dates that is, or if the pharmacy requires them. But if I can condense kind of this conversation, it's my understanding that you're looking to approve the pharmacy staff to use the station for flu shot clinics 4 times, free of charge, in conjunction with the provincial Simcoe Muskoka District Health Unit guidelines and standards.
Don't just say 4 times.
Okay.
Say as required for flu shot
Maybe
clinics,
more.
because it could be more than 4.
As required.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
Is
We need
there,
a motion for that?
we need a motion and a seconder and we have to say yes or no.
I'll second.
Who's seconding? Oh, I don't know. Who's moving?
I have Anthony and Brian. Is that correct?
Okay. All in favor?
Yep.
Good. Because we've got to help our pharmacy. They're helping us, thank God. Let me tell you, if you call your doctor's office, they might tell you they're not doing flu shots or they're not sure. So, which I found interesting. Pear, did you go away?
Yeah, we just lost pair. You still
Oh,
have quorum though, so you're okay.
All right. All right, so that takes care of the main stuff. Is there anything else then when it comes to, we've got time, Brian, do you want to do anything about finances?
All right, I do not have I have statements right up to May and I have August, but I do not have June and July statements. So I can tell you the bank statement as of August 31st says we have 9,705.51 in the bank, which seems correct. And also we do have an income stream coming from EPCOR. The bill that just came in this week, we used $93.93 for hydro, the electricity, but we sold them $853.18. So we probably netting about $760 there. And that's been pretty consistent month after month. And as long as the sun shines, we'll continue to have a good income stream.
And it's out again right now.
Yeah, great. I see it.
So
and Kayla, could you ask if they could send me the June and July bank statements?
Yeah.
They sent me a whole bunch right up to the end of May. And then I got August, so I think they overlooked.
Yep, I can do that.
So if they could just forward June and July to me, then I can bring everything up to date. In September if they have it, or when they get it.
now, does anybody else want to talk about anything else in particular? Yes. Anthony.
The mask show that's going on a certain date, we're not involved in any way with the inside of the station. Just want to clarify
Oh,
that.
no, and actually, this weekend, it was supposed to be on this weekend outside of the station, and she has found a location. She's going, because the weather is bad, Cardboard Castles, because there's so much of their building is now empty. She's going to be able to have it in there, but she's still considering doing it the following weekend as well, outside the way she was planning. And no, because she's not using anything indoors at all. And so if she does do it the next weekend, that will be acceptable.
All right. So my other concern will be the village green using the parking lot, now that the church will be having people come over.
I will.
They seem to think that they're just using wherever they want, because where they dump that gravel is right in the middle of the parking lot on the east end. And there's no, any staging area should be fenced off, I believe.
How about if I call Mr. Lazier and
Yeah,
talk about that?
again.
That's one of my favorite things to do. Mayor? Mayor?
Anthony is absolutely right. The area should have been cordoned off always, and we mentioned in our meetings before all this started that they were going to be using our parking lot as a staging ground, which we did not want.
Why
So they need to move.
We can actually have it. I don't think we can do anything about them using it as a staging ground. That's because the town has approved it. I think it's just got to be properly sectioned off so that,
It doesn't get in the way of parking, and it doesn't get in the way of walking.
And stuff like that. It's gonna,
I will, yes,
It can't interfere with the operation.
that's right.
The operation of the station can't be.
I will talk to Stuart again. See what good I can do. Any other, Jeremy?
Yeah, just a comment. I had put some of the equipment that we retrieved from the fountain up for sale on Kijiji. So, it doesn't seem to attract any particular interest. It's reasonably priced, I think, and so I'm gonna go down to suppliers now to see if the sellers of those kind of pumps. But that was a $1,200 pump we bought last fall for the fountain, and only used it for about a month, and then it got dismantled in the spring. So what a terrible waste.
I know, because the last option is going to be taking it over to Midwest Metals, isn't it? If we can't get rid of it. Oh, you know, speaking of that, by the way, I was, because in the storage area, that's where the toolkit stuff is stored. And those things, is there any way that you could go in, maybe Anthony and somebody else, and move them? They're almost a tripping hazard where they are on the floor. They're on, and if when we open up, and if we, you know, like, because the church is probably going to need a place to store all their sanitizing stuff that they have. And that's about the only place we have.
Yeah.
And those things on the floor are a bit of a tripping hazard, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if we could get those moved, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Can we use the kitchen for that? It's got the
You-
windows that,
You can't really use the floor that much because remember, the custodian is going to be going in regularly to turn on the dishwasher and off, to turn on water off and on. You know, things like that. Like, we don't want something just sitting on a floor that is easy to trip on. I wish I know we are cluttered unbelievably. It's just, I don't know what to do. I just know that even if it could be shoved back or under or something. So
People can't use the kitchen anyway.
they can't use the kitchen, but our own custodian goes in there on a regular basis, Tom, because the water has to be turned off and on, and the dishwasher has to be run, or maybe once a month to be.
Well, that's only one person going in there. They should be able
Yeah,
to
one
navigate.
person, but as long as everything can be kept so that they can see it or something and that it's not in their way at all. That's my concern. And then, you know, because it's just a problem. Pear? Yes, Pear.
Did we correct the situation of the pipes freezing in the kitchen on the outside wall? And are we going to be okay this winter with that? Anthony, do you know?
I don't know about that, but I don't think it was a problem last year. I think once.
Isn't that why we leave all the doors open? Like the
Right.
door is
There was
open
something
to the
about,
kitchen?
yeah, they were just blocked off from heat. So I think
Yeah.
But I thought we had
maybe our custodian needs to be aware of.
Yeah, not to close the
Doors.
cabinet.
Okay.
And then, oh, by the way, what else was I gonna tell you? Our new custodian still is in the process of getting the WSIB through. Like, she's got the regular, you know, like, as Brian knows, she's got the liability insurance, but it's the WSIB that's taken time.
Can I get my dog to come and sit in for me, Tom, when I have?
I know. He's my
Nice.
advisor.
Yeah, so so that is, I don't know. But anyway, we're still waiting for that WSIB, and that's taking forever. Kayla, is that something else that maybe you know who to ask what's going on at the township?
Yeah, I
Which I
can
know
ask Tammy. Did
Okay.
she assist with the letter? Okay.
She assisted, yes. Jeremy, your hand was up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and maybe Kayla could help on this one too, is just to tell them that we would like to hire Debbie on the grounds that we're in the process of getting those documents fulfilled to the requirements of the township. But we need her now, and just tell the town we got to move ahead, and you know, don't put that up as a roadblock or a barrier to us, but to say that, you know, we are working diligently to get them, but in the meantime we need the person, so let's not let that be the, you know, the end of the potential hire.
I'll talk with Tammy.
Yeah, can we
Thank you.
just sort of make it that kind of presentation, hopefully friendly at first, but you know, I think we have to sort of let's get.
I can be forceful, Jeremy.
Thank you, Kayla. Pear?
Just a reminder, we did this for Don Rocky, the painter, for WSIB, and once he had that letter and submitted it through WSIB, within 2 to 3 days, he had the numbers.
It was a different time.
It's just going real slow this time, and I don't know why.
I'll make sure it was sent.
All right, and oh, what else did I want to tell you guys? My brain is fried, by the way, in case anybody wants to know. Oh, I was curious. Do we want, like, getting this meeting scheduled and trying to get 5 people is becoming an issue. Can we, should we schedule just back to our regular monthly meetings just to do a quick hi? Do you have any comments, questions? And like, you know, maybe it'll be a whole 10 minutes long and we can hear from Brian about money and hopefully nothing else big. Or do you want to just leave it at the call of the chair? Again,
in
it's
person.
Pardon?
We do it in person.
I wish. I wish. Kayla, tell us when we can do it in person.
I'll let you know as soon as I know.
Jeremy?
Yeah, just knowing that there's a schedule helps
Yeah.
helps me to know, you know, and I'm sure everybody else for their own planning purposes, if you're available or not, right? So you can make yourself available if you sort of plan this for the future.
What about everybody else? What's your humble opinion, Brian?
I think unless something comes up as an emergency, we should maybe go back to regular monthly meetings, and that way, I agree with Jeremy. You can schedule around that as well, so there's less anxiety over getting a quorum. We'll know that pretty well. Everyone will know when the meeting is and can make room for that. And as you say, they're probably going to be short because there's not a lot happening, and with the numbers going the way they're going, there may be less happening in the next month or two. So I think once a month would be fine at our regular times.
And then we could go back to our Thursday at 9 a.m., whatever Thursday of the month that is. Third? I can't even remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about any other comments? Tom, you'll be there every time, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely now. I know how it works.
I know. There was something else and it's driving me nuts. And yeah, it's gonna drive me nuts. I should write things down and I didn't.
Well, I have it.
The church is gonna be good. The flu shot clinic is gonna be good. The washrooms, as far as we're concerned, are closed. I know that they are working on trying to open the washrooms for Thanksgiving weekend. And I have made it very clear that this has nothing to do with our custodian or anything, like unless, like the township would have to be prepared to hire a cleaner or, you know, something.
Yep.
Oh, and the other thing, you do know that Debbie is also willing to be our booking agent. And the other thing I did was I contacted Donna Bayless, and this was at Sarah Hershoff's suggestion, because the booking system is antiquated. And so Donna Bayless is willing to work on it and try to improve the booking system. And I've given her name to Terry Vachon, and I've given Terry Donna's name. And she's willing to do this. And she's not asking for money. She's just, you know, because Donna was on the board, remember? She just refused to fill out the paperwork that was required. Yeah. She's not somebody who ever likes to do that. And so, but she is willing to help and to do this for us, which is wonderful. So that will help particularly, but Debbie is quite computer literate and quite willing to do that. And I think she is, you know, looking forward to eventually doing this on a regular basis. Because our only other option, by the way, if we ever are in this situation again, I think, Because I don't think I ever want to go through this personal liability and WSIB nonsense again because the township isn't willing to put these people on as township employees. I think we would have to go with a contract with a cleaning company. That would be our only other option at some point in time. And I hope it's not soon. But anyway, anything else that anybody thinks we should talk about? Yes, Jeremy.
Very small.
Jeremy first, yes?
Yeah, it's just a comment about the sprinkler system, which has, I don't even think it got opened for this year. And so I'm going to meet them in a week and a half to see if they ever did put some water through it. Otherwise, they'll have to blow it out, Brian, but I think it's about $90.
What the sprinkler system for what, Jeremy?
For our side of the station, for the grass side.
Okay,
Yeah, not the garden in the village green.
okay.
It's been all.
Are they connected, Jeremy?
Yeah, but they're two systems, Anthony, and that's what I'm trying to figure out now. How if it somehow got water in it, which I doubt. But anyway, I was just going to meet the guy that does the blowout to see if that's feasible.
Yeah, that's great because as you know, the Village Green is putting in their whole system. They're putting in their own electrical. They're putting in their own water. Nothing is going to be connected to us whatsoever.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we still have our own little system.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeremy. That's great. Please let us know.
So
There,
Jeremy, you're saying that's about $90 or something?
It's 90 if they have to blow it out, which I'm going to suspect that they won't need to, but if they do, that would be the worst case.
All right, well, just let me know when that happens and then forward the bill to me.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Perry, your hand was up.
No, I was just going to say further to the application for the COVID shots at the station, if Jeremy's going to try to help set that up, he can call on me to assist him.
Thanks, Per. Thank you. That's great.
Anything else that anybody can think of? Because I'm going to call Jen right after this meeting to let her know that she's good to go once we have the dates. And like she would be able to use the sanitizing equipment that we have at the station. Anthony?
Do they supply their own chairs? Or should we restrict, I don't know if we can even lock them up, but just restrict the chairs to the amount of people that are supposed to be in there. Do you know what I mean?
I do. How many people would be? What is the number?
You said it was 36.
Oh, no, that's for church.
Right. Oh, okay. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, sorry. I must have misunderstood. But that's what I was getting to is that should we be locking up all that stuff, or they're going to make sure, like,
they're going to have to clean all of that stuff. They're really good at it. They will clean the hard edges of the chairs. And then I think they can use Lysol spray on the soft parts of the chairs.
No, but I'm just wondering, should we lock up a whole bunch of them and just leave 36 chairs?
If we had space, but I don't know where we can lock them up. There's really not a way of doing it.
All right, what's this happen?
See, sometimes
yellow tape on the ones you don't want used. That's all. Just cover them with yellow tape.
Where do you buy that yellow tape?
At the yellow tape store.
Where is that?
I have a roll in my garage. It just says caution.
Police line, do not cross.
All right, we want that stuff, Anthony.
You need it for Halloween. You're supposed to put it all over your
Well, I think there's no Halloween this year.
Well, there might be. Who knows?
I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't heard. But no, because I was thinking that, say, for the, like if we can get those two, I don't know what you call them, you know, those two stands that block off for the kitchen. It doesn't really block, it just says don't go here. You know, somebody could go under it or whatever. I think it also comes with something that goes between. Do you know what I'm talking about, Kayla? Because they come from the township, according to Amanda.
Oh, like,
Like the bank line things where
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
tape
you could also
across.
take a piece of tape and tape it across with a little sign that says do not enter, or put one of your chairs there, your stack
And
of
then
chairs.
And they have to have, like, whenever people are going in, say, for church or for a flu shot, we have to have something on those doors on the inside of the entryway that, you know, because it's easy to go into the bathroom. All you have to do is, you know, unlock it and go. So you'd have to, again, have something to say, do not open, do not enter, something. So we're going to have to, like, I think we are going to have to make signs ourselves for some things. Because I don't know if that toolkit, does a toolkit have signs that say do not enter?
I'm not sure if it does have signs that say closed or do not enter, but I could also ask Amanda to make up a couple signs.
Yeah,
for you.
because I think that's going to be very, very important to have things like that so that we,
You're right.
here, you're breaking up.
I was just going to, Kayla was right. There are not too many churches that have do not enter signs on the doors.
You're absolutely right. Hey, listen, at least, you know, one of us should have to go to church every single Sunday now. Not. Can anybody think of anything else that we have to discuss at this point?
Your
Other
next-
than that we want to meet in person?
Your next meeting, do you want that for November or do you want it in a couple weeks' time at the end of October?
What do you guys want? I'm gonna go.
November, unless there's something comes up.
Okay. So it'll be November 20th is the third week in November.
November
Oh.
20th.
That's 2 months, practically.
It is pretty close to 2 months. I'm just wondering if we should, I know we don't want to. Well, yeah, because, well, you see, there might not even have been, there might have been a flu shot clinic by the 22nd. So the only reason I could see us having to have something on the 22nd is in case there's been a flu shot clinic and we have to talk about any hiccups. Because the one in November would be great too, like, and then we go back and then we go to November, et cetera, because then we would have been through a little bit of church. And again, we would know if there are any hiccups. Jeremy?
Yeah, could we schedule that for that date, and then if nothing is significant, cancel, and that makes everybody happy at least to cancel a meeting. But
So schedule the October date and the November date.
yeah, that.
Yeah, October. And then we will go every month, every third Thursday.
If there's
How's that, Kayla?
Yep, so I have October 22nd is the fourth Thursday. Is that fair?
Oh, is that the fourth Thursday?
Yep. But I mean, it's 3 weeks from now, so it kind of,
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Could
do
be
the
in the
fourth
middle.
Thursday. Yeah, do the fourth Thursday and then we'll go back to the third Thursday of the month.
which will actually be November 19th. That was my error,
19th,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, And just as long as the third Thursday doesn't turn out to be Christmas Day.
No, it's December 17th.
Okay. Mind you, I don't know about anybody else, but Christmas may not be as exciting as usual.
Always exciting.
Okay, if you say so. I don't know. Anything else, guys? Any new business that you think we should have? Anything at all? Is there anything you think I forgot, which is quite possible?
I think you covered the main ones.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm gonna have to chat with Amanda, I guess. I hope she doesn't get upset about all this stuff we're doing.
Got some good initiatives going here, so that's a, great great to see things moving forward.
Yeah, it would be nice because, what else did? Yeah, Amanda has sent a few emails here. I'm just trying to see if I should have looked at anything else.
Kayla, I've got a response from MA regarding the bank statement, so they're going to go forward and see what's going on with those, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, and just, I do have this email from Clayton, just out of curiosity for you. She said, Clayton says, we've been working along with our insurance company and governing body to make sure that we abide by all protocols. They do things like they do all the tracking. They know everybody who comes into church. They have everybody sign a waiver in this on the Sunday service that could be used in, you know, as in a gathering thing, and this creates a paper trail. They do signage. They've got it all. Let me tell you, I think I sent it all to you actually at one point. It came with 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 attachments. And it shows everything that the church does. And they're amazing. And anytime I mentioned this to Amanda, she said that she knows Clayton and she knows they take amazing precautions for everything. Yes.
One question on that. Are they going to be doing 2 services because of the amount of people, or are they going to use it all day now?
I only heard that it was going to be 1. I know they are doing 2 at the Stainer Church because they can't fit everybody in at one service, so they do 2. I'm not sure what their plan is for the station.
If they do 2, do we got to extend the contract? I mean, we wouldn't charge them more, but do we have to do anything with the contract saying that they're using it from time to time, a certain amount of more time?
That is a good question. Can anybody answer that?
That's why I'm asking.
Because I figure, I mean, if we've just got that they use it on every Sunday, I don't think we have to change it to
They just
twice
have
every
the
Sunday.
whole Sunday.
Yeah, to me, it doesn't make sense.
That's fine.
but-
I'm just
Yeah.
cleaning that up.
I think it's just a scheduling thing. It's just a scheduling thing. So if, in case another group was going to use it on Sunday, but that's not happening. So
Right.
Nope,
Yeah.
not happening. Not for the foreseeable future. All right, anything else? It's been lovely seeing you all. Maybe
Yep.
one day we can meet in person again. Kayla, would you work on that, please?
It's not up to me.
No, I know, but you do realize that if we ever actually started meeting in the station again, the amount of sanitizing we'd have to do as we left,
Yep.
it could be crazy. You'd probably have to clean the station far more than you have to clean in your own house.
I'm gonna have to wipe my iPad down.
Well, listen, I appreciate you all coming. Thank you
Just
very
remember-
much. Pear? Pear, what were you
I
wanting
was
to
just
say?
going to say, remember, cleanliness is like,
Oh, we don't have to go to church.
All right, and so we can adjourn the meeting at, what time is it? It's about 9:47.
All right.
So we did brilliantly,
Nice.
Kayla.
Mhm.
So is that okay? Are we allowed to adjourn? Anybody say anything else? Are we good?
we have a motion to adjourn.
Yes, we are motioning to adjourn. Who would like to move it? Pear?
Here.
Seconder, anybody?
You don't need one.
We don't
Nope.
need one. Thank you very much. Then we're done.